Chelsea will be taking on Fluminense Football Club in the semi-finals of the Club World Cup. Here is my preview. In this video, we are going to talk about the players that are going to play, the players that are doubtful, everything that has to do with Chelsea. And at the end of this video, I will give you my preferred lineup going into that game. Let's jump into it. First of all, Chelsea will be playing Fluminense, at the semi-finals of the Club World Cup. It's going to be an interesting one for Thiago Silva to face his old friends, Marco Corella. A lot of all these players played with Thiago Silva. And to think that Marco Corella made a statement that before Chelsea played Palmeiras, Thiago Silva sent a message to him and to the team and said, hopefully that Chelsea can be able to go through and they will meet again. Thiago Silva really wanted Chelsea to get to the semi-final. But right now, if you ask me, Thiago Silva will be rooting for his team, Fluminense, to defeat Chelsea, because this is what it's all about. He's playing for a different team. He loves Chelsea. We know what he did at Chelsea. He played very, very well. He's an incredible player for Chelsea Football Club. And to think that he is among the guys that is holding this Fluminense team to the semi-final. How can a 40-year-old Thiago Silva able to play like this? It's an interesting one. Even when he was leaving Europe, I know that the way he's taking care of his body, the way he's handling himself, I know he will still play for a while because he's a top quality player and he's now doing a very good job. I looked into Fluminense, game in this Club World Cup. Do you know that these guys have not lost any game in their last 10 games? In fact, first of all, in their last 10 games, they've won 8 and played 2 draws. And at this Club World Cup, they've not lost any game. Remember, they have defeated the likes of Al Hilal, drawn against Dortmund, defeated Inter Milan, played Osla. So they've really played some top teams. 5 games in this competition. I think they won 3 and played 2 draws. Chelsea should not take them for granted. If you think that this will be a walk in the park for Chelsea, then you don't understand what football is all about. This game is going to be tough, to be honest. And then to think on the other side that Chelsea also, in the last 10 games, Chelsea have only lost 2 games and won 8. In fact, at the Club World Cup, Chelsea have lost 1 game to Brazilian side and won the rest of the games. 1 loss and 4 wins. And going into this game is going to be an interesting battle. I looked into the history. I see that Chelsea have not, met Fluminense anywhere, anytime. This is their first meeting. And this Brazilian side, like I said, physically, they're always, giving so much. Defensively, they are top. I watched the game between Fluminense and Al Hilal. The way Fluminense are playing back 5, Chelsea should expect another, defensive, solid performance from Fluminense. Chelsea should not allow these guys to score Chelsea first, because their system is, defend deeply and then hit you on counter. When they score, they stay low block and then hit you on counter again. This is their system. I see the way Al Hilal struggled to score the second goal when Fluminense took the lead after they played 1-1. Chelsea should not make that mistake. And that brings me to the personnel that are going to be in this game. First of all, I am so happy that Reece James is back. We saw the training pictures of Reece James. James is back, training very well, doing everything possible. After the game he missed in the last game Chelsea played Palmeiras, James, after the game, made a statement that showed his picture while he was, I think, in sauna, saying that there is nothing wrong with him, that see you in the next game, that is perfectly okay. And then in the training yesterday, I was happy to see James moving freely, striking the ball, running with the players, doing everything possible. And I know that having James back in this game is a huge plus for Chelsea. Very good player, very, very good. His experience is required at this level. He's among the few players that are experienced at Chelsea that have won the Champions League. I think it's only James that is remaining because others are out of the team. James is the only player that can recollect what it means to, win the Champions League. But these other players have also won the, Conference League. So they're building a new experience together. So having James back, it's a huge plus. And then Moises Caicedo will have opportunity to come back into the squad because Caicedo is hugely missed. Don't think that Chelsea did not miss Caicedo against, Palmeiras. Yes, you can see that Santos played very well. But you can see the second half before Palmeiras equalized. Chelsea were under coach. Santos could not be able to do the job alone. He needed 1 or 2 help, but he could not be able to get that. But for Caicedo to come back, one good thing is that Caicedo have rested enough. So much rest. I didn't play last game. So now he should be ready to play full 90 minutes. And then Enzo Fernandez is also there to also play. It's quite unfortunate to see that Delap is going to miss this game. Delap collected the needless yellow card that I didn't know. He was fighting in the last game, but that fight was instigated by Palmeiras players. They wanted to get a reaction from him to be sent off. I was even surprised that Delap controlled himself very well because any player that is having temperamental issues, with the way those defenders are pushing and shoving, could have been saying words, it could have been crazy. and could have been sent off. But now the lap is going to miss this game. Hopefully, if Chelsea makes it to the final, the lap will be able to play in the final. And not only the lap, that comes to the next player. Levi Colwill will be missing this game. Levi Colwill has become one of the rock-solid defenders at Chelsea Football Club. And Levi Colwill is a huge miss. Levi Colwill is a very huge miss. Like, I've enjoyed the way he defended at this Club World Cup. His no-nonsense attitude. He's, sweeping the ball, passing the ball from the back, able to, link up the defense and midfield. For Chelsea not to have Levi Colwill in this game is a huge blow. But one thing that is giving me confidence is that Enzo Maresca is a manager that doesn't rely only on one set of players. Like I said before, this is where the advantage plays. Because assuming Chelsea have been playing Levi Colwill, no chance for other players, imagine what would have happened. Enzo Maresca have been thrown with so many, questions, especially when it comes to making his lineup. He always say there will be other solutions. And not only Levi Colwill, bringing me to another player. Badiashile is a doubt in this game. Badiashile is looking like he picked up a nego and an injury. We are going to see whether he can be able to play. But it looks as if Badiashile might be missing out in this game. So, Badiashile is among those players that injury have worried at Chelsea. You see, Badiashile, Fofana, Lavia, Reece James, these 4 players have suffered the most injuries for Chelsea Football Club, like coming in out of the team. And Badiashile in this competition, before now, everybody wanted Badiashile out of Chelsea, but Badiashile have found a way to bring himself back into the mix now that he's one of the fans' favorite because of the way he plays, the way he defends, the way he was able to play out the ball from the back. I think he has grown into it. He's maturing and getting better. So if Badiashile is missing and Levi Colwill is missing, it means that Chelsea will field a new centre-back pairing altogether. And it's going to be a challenging one, but I don't think it's going to be detrimental. I think Chelsea should be able to handle it also and play very well. And then another player that is doubtful in this game is Lavia. Lavia is also another doubt. Remember, Lavia did not play against Palmeiras. Enzo Maresca said he had muscular issues. And these muscular issues are recurring issues for Lavia. I don't know when these muscular issues will leave Lavia. I hope Lavia overcomes all these injuries. Lavia is a fine player that deserves to play almost every game. But with injuries, Lavia is always in and out of the team, having muscular issues. And muscular issues can be tricky. You don't know how long they're going to take to heal, whether 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You can't diagnose them. You have to just take it day after day to see how they're, doing. Hopefully, it's not a big issue. Hopefully, it's not a big issue. But let's see whether, Lavia will be able to start in this game. And then, other than that, I don't see any other player missing for Chelsea Football Club. Others will be available to play. Going into this game, Malo Gusto talked about the mental strength that the team are showing. Like, the team is now showing mentally that they are strong. And that there is a lot of games. He said there's a lot of games, but that is the truth. But the good thing about lots of games is that when you make mistake in a previous game, you have opportunity to correct it quickly in the next games. And that is why he's happy that these games, he said the team is growing, the mentality that they are fighting, they want to go to the final. If you look at their league form, they played 11 games, they won 6 games. They drawn 2 and lost 3. They are just 20 points. They are just 4 points behind, the league leaders Flamengo, and 1 point behind, Palmeiras. They are doing very well in the, Brazilian league. The difference between Chelsea and these guys, like Enzo Maresca said, their season is just starting, so they are getting into their mid-season. So every player is super fit. Unlike English teams or European teams that the season is already finished, they're in a holiday mood. The manager needs to stimulate the players to be up for it. You can see some of the players, like João Pedro, is recalled back from his vacation to come and play these games. So I think that is why you see the difference or slight variation in fitness level. You can see that this Brazilian side are monsters in running and the energy stop because they've done their preseason, they are ready for the season, they're already in the season. That is why it's always difficult to meet the Brazilian side. Going into my lineup, I made a small lineup going into this game because of the doubtful players. I will start, Sanchez at the back. Enzo Maresca have shown that in this competition, Sanchez is the player to count on. So I will start with Sanchez. At the back 4, I will use Reece James, Adarabioyo, Chalobah, and Cucurella because Reece James needs to play. I don't know. I will not be surprised if Enzo Maresca plays Malo Gusto in place of Reece James. Malo Gusto got a yellow card earlier in the last game. Everybody was scared. So let's see whether Reece James is fit enough to start. But if he's not fit enough, I will not be surprised to see Malo Gusto. But it seems if Badiashile is going to miss, it's going to be Adarabioyo and Chalobah. A lot of people talked about Asemino. I don't see Enzo Maresca throwing Asemino in a game of this magnitude for semi-final. I think he's not going to do it. Marc Cucurella is also going to start at the back. In the middle, we already know, the combination of Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo will take place because Caicedo had full rest in the last game, so we expect him to start in this game. He's going to be very important for Chelsea and the way Chelsea need to battle in the middle. Enzo Fernandez will help, making things happen. In attack, I am predicting that Enzo Maresca will start again with Pedro Neto, Kopama, and Nkunku. Nkunku did not really play very well the last game. Nkunku is not really a left winger. It is difficult for Enzo Maresca to find a player to play that side because Noni could have been a perfect player to play that side. But you see that it looks as if Noni's head is not in the right place. Noni's head is on going to Arsenal Football Club. Enzo Maresca made a statement. Noni is not happy. Noni wants to leave. So I think Enzo Maresca will think because of that, it will not be enough for him to add Noni in this game. So he will likely play Nkunku again. Hopefully Nkunku can be able to do something better than the way he performed against Palmeiras. Against Palmeiras, Nkunku did not perform very well. In the previous games, he played very well. So I am looking forward to Nkunku playing. And going for attack, number 9. Everybody will be thinking that Jackson will start. The way João Pedro played against Palmeiras, I believe Enzo Maresca will give him a nod here. Enzo Maresca will give João Pedro the start for him to start. I believe Nicolas Jackson will come off the bench. Enzo Maresca is now trying to show Nicolas Jackson, if you're getting red card, if you're getting suspended, you're going to be out of the team. And nobody's going to throw you back immediately who comes back. Before now, when Chelsea don't have other strikers, once Jackson is out of the team, maybe he comes back after suspension, he's immediately started. But right now, I don't think that is the case. So he needs to deal with his discipline. He needs to work so hard. Whenever he's given an opportunity, he must understand that other players are competing with him. And that brings me to now the prediction of this game. It is quite difficult for me to see what is going to happen in this game. Chelsea are finding it difficult to keep clean sheet at the Club World Cup. I am again thinking, Chelsea, my mind is telling me Chelsea will win this game by 3-1, but no. I believe Chelsea will win this game again by 2-1 because these, South American teams are very difficult. So my prediction is Chelsea to win 2-1. Before I go, I want to tell you about, Leslie Ugochukwu. Leslie Ugochukwu is a player Chelsea bought with the hope they will make something out of Leslie. But as it stands right now, it looks as if Leslie is out of the project. Chelsea wants to sell Leslie Ugochukwu, but a lot of clubs are coming with, loan offers, bids to take him on loan for the rest of the season. Chelsea have been rejecting all loan offers. Chelsea are saying, come and buy Leslie Ugochukwu. Remember, Chelsea was asked to raise 60 million minimum, so that they will not be fined by UEFA again going into the next season Champions League. So Chelsea need to raise money. And Leslie Ugochukwu is among those players that they want to sell to raise money. I know that 60 million might sound like a big money, but Chelsea will easily raise this money. The sale of Noni Madueke, 1 or 2 players, 60 million is raised. But Chelsea does not want to allow Leslie to live on loan. They say now is the time for him to go finally. So let's see what happens there. Here is the update about Chelsea Football Club. Let me know what you think. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe, share our video, invite your friends to follow this channel because we are building something good here. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon.